All right, so what I'm going to do today is just go over maybe a little bit of back testing to see how things worked out. So the wave that I'm going to be looking at is right here. This is more of a counter trend trade, but I think there was some news on this day or something like that. Right. So the first thing to note is that the daily on the left-hand side, on the top, shows on the wave high shows clustered closes. All right, so clustered closes. So that is very interesting to me because if it's showing clustered closes, definitely there'll be a shortening of the thrust and blah blah blah. So after that, you just want to see a break, and the break is there in the daily bar here on 11.2. So the break is there. Now what we're doing is just getting in on the retest. So in order to get in on a retest, first thing you want to do when you go from the daily to a lower time frame for an entry to get in on the pullback. So we're going to examine, say, the 30-minute, for example. And what I'm looking here is for that pullback entry. All right. Now, how do I know where to do what? Right. So this is where the Renko is going to help you, because in this wave down, you see a hell of a lot of volume right up here in this brick because it's climactic volume. That's why. You got biggest in 40 bricks, biggest in 41 bricks, and then the biggest in 21 down bricks, etc. That's your distribution brick, and before that you have climactic bricks. So obviously, as soon as it comes to this level, there's going to be a reaction for sure. All right, that's unless it's absorbed or there's a violent breakout. But there's so much volume up there that it's just going to pull back, and that's what it did, by the way. So what I want to do now is I see the daily, I see the move, and now I want to get in on the lower time frame. So your 30-minute or the hourly, and draw and see which brick has the most volume. So daily first, Renko second. On the Renko, identify the brick. Okay, identify the brick with the heavy volume, and against that leg, draw the profile. And right there, that's the area, right? That's the area that the distribution was done, that the positions were established. And I like it because there's no accumulation until later on. So chances are that as soon as it comes here, there's going to be a reaction. And on the hourly or the 30-minute, you see all this shit right here, right? So you see very clearly that there's a change or a break, whatever you perceive it as. But it's very clear. I mean, I see that break, and I want to trade its test. Okay, so now it's going to go to that area. So immediately you want to put a level or something with an alert. So the next step, all right, is to put alert. Now, would you put it right on the POC? No. Why? Because it'll be defended before it gets there. You want to take the profile, open it up, and this is just from experience that you notice this, that before it gets into that distribution, the low volume area before it gets into the POC is where it should stop, because if it gets into that high volume area, as soon as it starts getting into it, it will be defended by the sellers. They should defend it. So we mark it. You see the green line there? That's a POC. So mark this like right before it gets to the POC. Low volume areas where you want to mark. And now you monitor it after you put that level there. You monitor it on the on an intraday time frame, on a small intraday time frame. And what do you see? Okay, it's going, it's going, it's going. It gets to that area. Maybe I should draw the level. So, very clear. Can't really see it because it's in the back. I just put it under the brick. So it goes into that area, and now you have selling from that POC area, right? You have selling. What do you have? A change of behavior. Boom, right there. Right there. And it makes a lower low. It's confirmed. There's no question. Selling plus selling equals selling, right? Now, so now take a look at what we've done. We went from the daily to the profile. Why? Profile chops up the daily. I mean, excuse me. We went from the daily to the Renko. Why? Renko chops up the daily, looking for distribution bricks. Okay? Renko chops up the daily, looking for distribution bricks. You can use an hourly or whatever this is, 30-minute, to help see it clearer. But all you really need is the Renko. Renko is chopping up the daily into bricks of volume, which will help you identify where the position is. The brick where the position is. Once you do that, step 3. Okay, so first step was to just see what you want to do on the daily. Second step was to go into the Renko, find the high volume brick. Third step was to draw the profile, identify and confirm the high volume brick. Fourth step is to draw the level. Now, fifth step is to see on a lower time frames what is going to happen at that level. As it goes to the level, what you see is selling come in. It's clear right there. So that's step 5. Now the sharpshooter entry, and this is all. I don't see a lot of Wyckoff traders combining wave volume with volume profile. What I'm doing here is combining wave volume plus volume profile plus Renko in order to get what the most lucrative trade is, which is a lower time frame entry for a higher time frame reward, basically on a daily, right? With a lower time frame entry on 5-minute or 3-minute. So here, as soon as it gets there, you just draw a profile again. And why are you drawing the profiles? Because you don't want to have too many Renko charts. It's not really needed. So you don't need to have that many charts. So now it's here. Now what you see is, oh, the POC is all the way down here. So something's not right. What you do, and let's say once and twice or 3 times, especially for Wyckoff traders, don't get confused. Just drag it back. Boop, 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 because now it's there. You see, you just drag it back. Because when you drag it back, you're including all the distribution, and then it'll show you the area. So now you see all the distribution, and now you see the POC. Does it mean you take the entry right at the POC? No, it doesn't. You're not going to get filled, because the position will be defended before it even gets there. So what do? Before it gets there, you look for, before it enters the range of distribution, which is this level. So this level is, I think, like 3, I don't know what the hell this is. Zoom in more. A bit higher. 384. 384, right, is right before they jump into the area of distribution. So that is highly likely to get hit. If you try to go in that area, you're not going to get filled, because it'll be defended. If it's really distribution, it'll be defended before you even get in there. You know, in some markets, maybe you might get lucky, but a lot of times you won't even get in. All right, so that's the area was 384. What's the high? 384.05. Boom, entry. Right? And where do you get out now? Where you get out is you draw the same approach, which is look at your Renko, like you went in, you look at your Renko from low to high. When you see this, oh, you know, too much volume high up, just drag it back. Just drag it back and you get the level right there, the accumulation level. And you see it's against the high volume brick, confirms. Now zoom in and right in there, should be right there. 373.88 around 373.88. Where does it go? It goes to 373.61. Very nice exit. So right before it goes into the accumulation area, because you're not going to get filled, so you have to get out, in my opinion. And you get out, then it flies. Okay, so this is just a little back test or case study in how to enter and exit using volume profile with Renko, because Renko is critical. It'll identify the bricks that have the accumulation and distribution or breakout. Then you use the volume profile to refine the entry within that Renko brick where they confirm one another. And then you're also using the wave volume chart. And it doesn't really matter. It doesn't need to have wave volume. You could have time and price. I don't think it matters. So long as you can do what? Identify the change in behavior that is occurring at the high volume Renko brick and the POC. You must be able to identify that change in behavior in that brick near that POC, because really what that means is you're identifying them defending their position and buying more where the initial accumulation was, defending the accumulation. So the strategy is to see buying where the accumulation was already occurring. So is the accumulation being defended when the market goes back to that accumulation area? Is the distribution being defended when the market goes back into that area? And getting that sharpshooter entry. All right, that's all, folks. Take care.